Hey, what's happening, ladies and gents? It's your boy Ninjerky in the house. Happy Monday, everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. I know a lot of, including myself, I was at, didn't go too crazy, but it was at, was out and about, Halloween party, hang out with some friends, played some Street Fighter 6. Pretty cool. And hope you all did the same. We'll be getting the, Destiny going in here today. We're going to be getting into the, I'm going to try to go solar today with the Warlock. See how that goes. As always, ladies and gents, my name is Ninjerky. Welcome to the chillest stream on the internet. All right. Ooh, little too dark up in here. All right. All right. What's happening, everybody? We're gonna get into the Warlock today, and we're gonna go Solar Warlock. Gonna keep that one. So we're gonna go Solar Warlock with I'm liking that. Doesn't have to be that. So I'm gonna go to Destiny. I think it's Armor Picker, right? Armor Picker. And what I'm gonna do is I'm going to try to utilize the best Warlock build with a specific exotic. Whatever that might be. Whatever that may be. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So I'm going to clear that all out. What was I doing before? Okay, Verity's breath. There we go. Verity. So we're going to go with See how this works out. Woo! Look at that. Okay, so this is what happened here. So I'm gonna start from the bottom here. I'm gonna knock this over to solar. Kind I'm kind of feeling crazy. I'm gonna try like, because it gives you one additional armor charge, right? What is that gonna hurt? You know what I mean? Like, use a class ability code each time you pick up an orb of power. Gonna do the grenade. That here, I'm already grenaded up. Let's go with. I'll make that up somewhere else. Slap it into mobility. Yo, Gothic, what's happening, man? I have not got the big budget news. I mean, the TWID, right? Last Thursday, did they announce something recently? That they're, what is it? Hit me up. Tell me. Talk to me. Also, hi, hello, how are you? How you doing, Gothic? Where you can load out and do vault changes in space now in orbit, stuff like that, or no? How about this? Yay, it's my birthday month. Let's go. Well, at least they're putting effort into it. Maybe my money's already gone, so it's already, you know what I mean? I mean, I could always look at it this way. It gives you more time to get a refund if you want to. You're like, refund. If you wanted to. I mean, you don't have to. It's a possibility out there. You know what I'm saying? It is a possibility. Going icky. I'm going icky on this. That'll be that. That'll be that. Collecting an orb of power increases nearby allies to increase their current armor charge by 1. That's actually kind of cool. That's a really cool supportive one. Collecting an orb of power causes to gain 1 temporary armor charge. All right, so let's do this. Let's pop this out. Let's lay up that one there. Got the siphon there. I mean, I guess I can double it up. It's solar. Final ship hasn't pushed to June. No, it's because it isn't because of the effort they're putting it into it. Oh no, really? Let's hear. Yeah, I'll pop in, dude. I'll pop in. Give me a second here. It's loading up right now. I'm hating it. Oh, and there's updates. Cool. Way to go, Discord. Come on, bruh. It's open. Other than everything else in the world of Destiny, how are you doing, Gothic? And how was your weekend? Happy Halloween Eve, my dude. And hope you are okay. Hope things are good. Hope things are good for you, man. Hello. Yeah. Hey, what's going on? So what's the word? What's the word? What do you want to hit me with? Uh huh. Uh huh. Hmm. Hold on. I'm gonna Google this right now, and if it says it, hold on. Sony laid off Destiny. Of course, it's Sony, dude. Sony's the evil mastermind. Here it is, 58 minutes ago on Forbes, right? Because Forbes is such a great source, right? Because while Sony paid 3.7 billion for Bungie, I'm gonna call it Bungie because it's 3.7 million dollars. Bungie, including 1.2 billion for staff retention. The developer has now laid off a number of employees on Monday, including some of its forward-facing team members. What in the hell is happening, bro? It's Sony. I told you guys. Once Sony bought it, I'm like, Destiny should have stayed under microscope. Microsoft. They're all terrible. But Sony, I've been like since PlayStation 1. It's not that I hate Sony. I off to June because wow, dude. Who are they gonna get to finish it? What is Blackmore still there? Joe? Is Joe still around? Is he gone? Yeah. That got pushed back too, right? Yeah. There was a roadmap. Yeah. Oh my. Oh, I felt something was coming though. Because like as soon as Bungie sold, I'm like, that's great. We hope people were like, oh, Sony's gonna do some awesome things with it. I'm like, this is not awesome. It just laid off. But yeah, but yeah. The, the thing that's crazy is that like what's gonna happen is obviously you're gonna get a whole bunch of new blood in there, right? Um, because I've always considered, unfortunately, I've always considered like game developers and devs and like coders and people that work for the video games and put the video games together. Unless you're on the top making the millions of dollars, everyone else is like a comic book artist. I don't know if you ever heard of that frame, starving artist, right? Where it like that whole era of I had friends that they got published, they got one comic book published, and it's called The Wild, and it took them like their entire life, half of their lifetime, to get it out, only to compete with like every other comic book artist that's out there, and trying to get a job in the comic book industry was just, I just watched it as they just put in hundreds and thousands of hours of their life. So it's like, but there was always somebody standing right behind them, waiting in line, ready to draw for free. So that's kind of what's going to happen, right? So they're going to fire all these. What they did, they fired everybody at Destiny pretty much, right? The devs anyway, or people that are working on the new stuff, and they're going to bring in all these new people. So it's going to go in this weird direction potentially, or it might be good. You never know, but it sucks that they did that. Yeah, this is how we're going to operate. Yeah, yeah. We gotta shave the fat. We gotta shave the fat, bro. That's. I mean, I like. I've in the world today. It's terrible that people losing their jobs. Like especially the way gaming has been. Like Blizzard, right, laid off like 600 people. Like the whole Activision, debacle with people walking out, like people losing their jobs and stuff, and getting fired or walking out, whatever it is, it sucks. So like, and I've mentioned it many times in stream before, where like there's all this stuff that we're all going crazy about, oh, Destiny needs to be this, but like there's a ton of stuff in the background that we don't even get to see or hear about, and that's the business aspect and corporate aspect on the backside of it, and they're probably just getting chewed up, you know what I mean? And there's probably a bunch of, because there's deadlines they got to meet, right, for the new games or anything that they're doing, and if there any titles that Sony wants to push out that want them to work on it, they may have to work on it, you know what I mean? So that, yeah, yeah. So uh, uh, apparently, it's season 23 is going to be the season of the long. If it goes from November to June, that'll be a minute, dude. Like, because everyone's going to grind everything out in the first week, in the first 30 days, and after it's done, like, what do you do till June? Play Diablo 4? You play? I guess it gives you time to play other games, unless they like drop, like if they get this crazy team in and they just start dropping all kinds of stuff, then it'd be a whole different story. That's crazy, dude. It's gonna be like 1,000, bro. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Well, yeah. If nothing happened, I mean, if they push back Final Shape, right? So and then season 23 drops this month, right? And if that this is going to be that dry transition where like between Warmind and freaking is this going to be a crazy like either players are going to get really bored and they're going to move on and play other games until the final shape and then everybody jumps back on, like the month before to kind of like bounty prep if you will. But if it's going to be that long, it's people are going to get so bored of this game. Yeah. Dude, it's gonna be wild, man. Like that's sad. Well, what's gonna happen too? Maybe because those are already on the fence. They're just gonna be like, "Wow, crazy," for them, and they might not come back. You know, so maybe Sony might be killing it off on purpose because of the new games coming out. Who knows? Or is even Marathon gonna be? Is Marathon gonna be even? They're making power plays for sure. Why though? So it's an interesting thing. I don't know if I reposted it, but there's this guy on a Korean like financial TikTok guy, and he's always like, "I'm telling you now, so you don't yell at and cry about it later." But like, this is what's happening with the economy, kind of a thing. He's in, he does economic stuff, and he mentioned something was going to happen November 1st, and a lot of like bigger companies and entities are going to make a huge. There's like a huge pivot that's going to happen and like he mentioned stuff like the housing, like there was supposed to be this big crash on the housing market, right? It never happened. Yeah, crash on the cars. So, but like he's like, and it's funny, like it's literally tomorrow is November 1st, and you know what I mean. And Bungie's already making, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tuesday. Yeah. Wednesday's the first. Sorry. And this is the first week. That's crazy, dude. Dang. Thought about it. Yeah. What are you guys talking about? What is this? What is this language you're speaking? So, bro, so you know what the meme is gonna be, right? The meme's gonna be the actual true Destiny killer is Sony. It's gonna be the Destiny killer. You guys were talking about that Destiny. I'm waiting. Now we got to see what Aztec's got. Dado. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. What's the end game? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And they just plan their secondary games to catch up on their secondary games. Mm-hmm. No. Not me. Uh, no, Just yanking your ear. I'm just yanking your ear hole, man. You're like, but not like right now, but maybe like if we set it up. Get Jake. So that's everyone's freaking out, huh? Wow, dude. Well, it's a bummer because like the people that are working on it, that are well, yeah, of course, yeah. Well, think of all the people that when they're hearing this announcement are getting refunds because they're just like, what? Like that's crazy because now we know that the original crew's not working on it. Well, like scope of I mean, 'cause I guess when you read more and you figure out more what's going on, um, well, the scope of today's layoff is not yet blown. So he probably battled and was like, "Yo, if this is if Sony was gonna," so he may or may not have probably gone to bat for him. You know, it's weird that he's retiring and then Bungie's getting laid off. You know, staff members anyway. So the game industry has 70 impacted layoffs throughout 2000. Fortnite maker Epic Games. Dang, Epic laid off 830 people. Crap. In this year alone. That's crazy, dude. I'm just reading this Eurogamer.net thing. There's a bunch of. Mm-hmm. No, they're probably scrambling, bro. Like they probably literally walked in the office today. If those that are at the office, you go here, like here's your final check, and they're like, what? Because that's how they do it in corporate, right? They wait for you to go in so you can grab all your stuff and give you your check, and then escort you out. That's my thought process on that, whether it's true or not. It's crazy. Kataku, what do you got to say about it? Question is how many people? Do you know how many people? I'm looking for opportunities. Destiny 2 community manager. Oh wow, Rupert. So she got cut. Good morning, excited for the week ahead, only for your day to begin. That you just hit with the reduction in force. It's called reduction in force. Ooh, that's tough, man. The scale of the cuts and which teams of departments are most impacted isn't yet clear, so they don't know who got cut yet. I would hope they would keep the team on, but you're saying that they're talking about people that worked on it on Final Shape are getting cut or got cut. Mm-hmm. Raytheon, Raytheon. Okay, so PR. Okay. Because Sony's got their own. That's why, and they're pretty good. The Sony's. Yeah, that's where freaking yeah they got some of the best campaigns. Okay, so they call that I would call that shaving the fat. Um, they're probably looking at it because they're just going, well, they have all the social media stuff, and then we have our own in house. We can just add it to them, and then make those moves before the new year. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, reading a quote from the community manager, Rupert, Deanna Rupert, she was saying that she was looking forward to this week, getting into Destiny, and then to wake up to be on a job hunt. So she got laid off. Sure, that's crazy. Yeah, but then you gotta dig deep, and when people start making those kind of comments, like as I'm reading it and going through the scope, and you're learning too right now, like it's social media, like it's not like the actual team yet. It's the see, and that's where it gets twisted with the gamers, right? The public, it was everyone starts twisting it because they want it to be, anything for a sub, like, and a follow is how I'm gonna call that. Read, yeah. I'm gonna, yeah. I'm going with the fact that like the actual like people working on games, they're probably. I mean, we don't know until they release it, but I'm gonna go with like people that are working on the game are safe because they're working on current titles. The last thing they want to do is pull people from current titles unless they wanna, unless they're trying to kill those titles and they don't see it in the budget going to happen. Like what I mean, they'll project it and have a meeting on it. Like, is this game getting any hype or blah 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 blah. So, um, business wise, that the smart thing to do is to not, yeah, yeah, mm-hmm. And a lot of factors too also matter when certain game titles, like events, like certain things that are happening in the industry itself, might proc pushes. You know what I mean? Pushbacks, like game of the year kind of type stuff, and like just certain things might push certain titles back. And then also, of course, working on it. So they might, because it's when you lose your staff and people that you've grown accustomed with to working with for so long, and just to get just one day eliminated, it'll affect your team. So that might be a mourning period too. You know what I mean? Since the very first one. After that, they got honorable mentions. So yeah, yes sir. Well, 2000, yeah, 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 yeah. That's crazy, dude. Sad day in Bungie, man. People lost their jobs. That's the but we'll see. Like until an official list comes out of like what departments, if they do release it, because what's going to happen is you're going to know because you're going to have people on Twitter that work for Bungie go, "Hey, I just got laid off today. It sucks." Like, and then, dude, yeah, right. And they're all going to go to Twitter and they're all going to go to TikTok about it, and then secrets are going to come out unless they made them sign an NDA to get their last paycheck. You know what I mean? Which they'll do that too. Yeah. Well, when you start working for them. I've seen and signed NDAs where you can't talk about the company and stuff like that negatively. They'll have some of that stuff in there. Sony being as well oiled as they are, yeah, they got very very powerful lawyers. That's what it comes down to. Yeah. I mean, they all do. They probably all they all probably use the same lawyers for all you know. Probably they use the same. Oh man. Yeah. They just yeah. It's just all hype, man. The corporates know what they're doing. I don't know what I'm doing about this game stuff. No, I think they're more on the long lines of like, hey man, we're in the gaming industry. We're the few that are left. Our goal is to create the rift between players, so there is that team blue, team green, because it keeps them all buying our products. You know, that's it, dude. It's all about at the end of the day, you follow the trail, man. Follow the money, and it'll show you the truth. So yeah, and then Disney will buy them all out at one point. Mick, that'd be so amazing running around Mickey Mouse ears, Goofy masks. That'd be awesome. Oh, what do we got going? You, you. Tarnation. What in the tarnation is going on around here? Oh man, it's a trip, man. Like overall, how do you feel about it? Like, what are your thoughts? Mhm. You know, like aren't aren't they brewing on an update right now? Or no? Yeah. Yeah. Right, 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 right. Wild. Yeah, 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 yeah. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Man. Oh man, Destiny the show. Did you see the Destiny the show post? Because it's true. It's right in February 2022. Bungie leadership team assured the Sony deal will not result in layoffs or restructuring. Last month, Bungie began waves of layoffs amid a major expansion on the horizon and multiple titles in development. Furthermore, Bungie careers have been active. So they've been, I mean, actively, ever since uh, February, right? Last year, they've been laying off. Harsh, bro. How crazy would it be if Sony was like, "Hey, you know that deal with 3.7? We're gonna take it back." Ah, that would end Bungie in a heart attack. So crushing. Yeah. I'm gonna make my posts. Told y'all about Sony. You didn't believe me. Sony cuts deep, dude. Oh, I wonder how it feels. Warren. Do we need to do the Bungie? Here, I'm gonna do it right now. Oh, remote. What's the date? Well, look at the date. Washington. Yeah, because it sounded like they were talking in the pandemic. Yeah, and that's what they did. They closed up. Obviously, everybody closed up shop and then did remote home working. Yeah, yeah. If you're googling it, you want to look over to the right, and then there's like verbatim, and then you can look. There's also like a time section, like 2 weeks, all time. Well, there's a lot of departments. There's a lot of things that go into making a game. It's true. Like when you look at it from an operations standpoint, and audio is always important. Obviously, right? Audio is important. Um, Marketing is always important because you need the marketing team and PR team to be able to push and promote and talk. Community managers are important because they're they're tied into the community, and they talk with the community all the time, and they build that community trust. Just like in any like as yourself, think of it that way. Think of yourself as a product, a brand, and a business, right? So the whole thing is when you're streaming, you're a content creator, you're building that trust, you're building that community base of viewers, of people that want to come back. The goal is to have people that want to come back to genuinely view and support what you're doing without nothing in return. And the return, though, if there is a return, the return is them getting to know you as a content creator and what you're putting out there and what they're enjoying. Like they're enjoying your content, they're enjoying videos, they're enjoying person, right? So that's becoming more and more and more apparent that people are getting smarter, right? Not that anybody was dumb, but like people, because social media was like, oh man, like you have 10,000 followers, but 30 people only really interacted with them. You know what I mean? So they're starting to go, hey, bigger numbers. Now people are going, instead of like having 1 million followers, you're like, 1 million followers, but 300 active supporters, like, So it's like fake it to make it. Mm-hmm. 7,700. You almost got the 777. You're like, how does he know that? I do my homework. Mm-hmm. Now, yeah. So check it out. Mm-hmm. But that's built up over a couple days, correct? Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've been. It's. I've pointed that out when I first started the platform. I pointed that out back in, like just when the transition of gaming and social media started, like when it blew up, literally like gaming streaming when it blew up. Prior to all that, and the reason why, and it's actually it's the bigger streamers' fault if you really think about it. The PewDiePies, the Goliathan, all those like data, all those, they don't say it, but in the background, that does happen. They buy the bots, they buy the views, they did everything they could to push themselves so far ahead, which is great, I guess, in a business world, right? Because they're successful from it, right? Like they're making money, they can buy houses, whatever. But it turned to a point where it was like, okay, now you can get banned for it. And then the companies are going, hey, what can we do? Oh, we're going to do exactly what the streamers did to us, but to the newer streamers, now they have to pay, right? It's a pay to play. It's a pay to win thing now. Like everything is Instagram, you have zero visibility. You only share your posts with people that are already following you, unless you pay for their promotion, right? Or, you know, same thing with Twitter that became X. You can pay for the blue check mark and be, you know what I mean? Whatever they want to call, whatever they call that. Yeah. You get the blue check mark and you're affiliated or whatever it is. You're like, but they're getting you on a subscription plan. So it sucks. Well, yeah. It's yeah. Mhm. The opportunity is great. The opportunity is great, right? Because you just, with the story you just said, right? It's awesome that someone gets to potentially make money for themselves. That's awesome. This is something that TikTok is doing, and a lot of them are doing. You buy gifts, right? Gifts are, dollar 10 cents, whatever. But it's the masses. So if you have 1 million people, one person buys a gift, right? $1 a gift, and they get 10 cents on that. Now that gift they give to you as a streamer, right? As a live TikToker, right? They get 50% of that. So they make their money off of selling the gift. Now they make 50% off of you for being a TikTok live streamer, right? So if you made $10,000 in a day, 5,000 of that goes right to TikTok. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It's relatively not about like caring or not. It's just it's literally it's capitalism. They just want to make money. You know what I mean? And what's the most effective? What is the most effective way to make money? And they took that business model going live. Yes, the streamer makes a little bit of money because that's the most money they've ever made. Right? That's awesome. They are making money. Like think about it. Like these NPCs were making at one point, $5,000 a day. Like that was pretty rad. Like but really they were making 10,000 a day. Like if you think about that, like that's insane. Like and that's one successful TikToker. Now imagine if it was 1,000, 10,000, 20,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like when that number starts going up to us as individuals, it's so many, like we look at it at a smaller scale. We're like, "Oh, I'm just me and I only make, $20 a week if I'm lucky, right?" But when you look on that $20 a week times 30,000 people, you're like that, then it starts to make sense, Or TikTok. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because the other girl, Candy or not Candy Crush, but Sugar, what's her name? Something Crush. She switched her content. She switched her content up to just like talking on the phone because she just she was the one of the original ones that I saw on TikTok besides the Asian one. You know what I mean? Because like I think Asia was doing it way before. That's where everybody got it from. That Asia was doing it first. Yeah, that's where it started, and then it worked out here. And then you still got the guys from New York, the butterfly guy, and that what's up, bruh? Where's the party at? That he's like one of my favorites because the way he's so good at it. He's so good at it. And then he pulls out the microphone, he starts singing. Like he's originally was a TikTok, like he was a singer trying to get his stuff out there, and then the NPC came out, and then just took that over. I think him and Butterfly worked together, and he like did really well on that, and then he started doing that from that, and just has been killing it. But they haven't been making as much. Not that I don't keep up on it, but I know they don't as much as they were when it was first big. So it's obviously like you said, it's dying down massively. Mm-hmm. There was a there. Everybody, huh? Everybody's broken. Well, it's like it's like the It's like when you're filling the glass up with water, you know what I mean? And at some point it's going to overflow. And we were literally at the tip of it. And then it's like, I think it's not necessarily that we're upset. It's more so everyone's like in shock because Destiny has been in this place where it's just, as gamers, content creators, everyone that plays the game and enjoys the game, we're in this weird like center of disarray, if anything, right? And if you kind of apply that to what's been going on since at least February, right? Because they started naming playoffs. That might be the reason why Destiny might be in the place that it's in, because of those kind of things that are happening in the background. And it just, I think it's more so people are just sad that people are losing their jobs, that on a game that made $3.7 billion, that the company itself isn't saving their employees, right? Mm-hmm. Right. Oh, Bungie finally news updates and community love from the developers of Destiny game. Wow. So they're. I mean, it would be in. We're gonna be waiting for that. That's gonna be coming up. Joe's gonna definitely, if he's, you know what I mean, if he's got the heart and he's gonna do the right thing, he's gonna talk to everybody. But at the same time, I think he's gonna talk to everybody with like the Sony, like I call it, we'll call it the Sony deception, where it's like he's gonna say, to keep everybody still playing the game. Oh, everything's gonna be fine. We got, we didn't do this, we didn't do that, but like, we'll see it as it unfolds. It's crazy, dude.